Hey there, hey, and welcome to the Thursday pod of Born to Be a Star. Today is the day and another opportunity for you to recognize your star power, to recognize your reflection in the mirror, whether you be in the bathroom or your car or your phone or your bedroom or wherever you are in your house. Today is just another opportunity for you to look at yourself in the mirror and say, yes, I can, and never give up. Let's say it again. Yes, I can, and I'm never giving up. I'm going to try this, and even if I fell at it, at least I tried. I'm going to attempt to do something that I've never done before. Maybe I'm jumping out of a plane. Maybe I'm doing Halloween for the first time in years. Maybe I'm singing in the bathroom just because I want to. Or maybe I'm cooking something that I found a recipe for on Pinterest and I have no idea how it's going to go, but I'm tempted to see. I'm starting a new show. Buying another piece of furniture because I need to get rid of this crappy couch that I've been sitting on for 9 years. Whatever it is, why not try it? Whatever you're doing, why not have the availability to believe in yourself and know that you can do it? That's all I'm saying. Today is just another day. It's a Thursday, and it's just another opportunity for you to love yourself. Unapologetically love yourself. Unapologetically appreciate yourself. And unapologetically strive to do better. In a world that wants to tell you what you can and can't do, ignore them. Ignore the society, ignore the media, and ignore the famous people that don't actually care about anybody but themselves. They thrive off attention, and if you don't give it to them, then they don't have anything. I'm just saying, welcome to Thursday. Let's get to no media allowed, no media allowed, no media allowed. Because they lie to us anyway. So they're lying to us anyway, every day. Like, these ads that they have running right now for governors and people in your local office of the state you live in are ridiculous. And that's what I want to talk about on No Media Allowed. The numbers we're in. I gave you the statistics on that poll that I saw yesterday with Skip. Everything has gotten worse with Biden. Over a year. This has been a year span, yo. A year. Over a fucking year, okay? And I said the F word, and I meant it. Just, when are people going to wake up? At what point are people going to start to say, this isn't good? This kind of sucks. When are people going to say, I don't know if I like this? Because why would you like this? The middle class is paying for the Democrats to give handouts to bums. There's far too many people that won't go to work, and I'm still seeing now hiring signs everywhere. COVID was the development of I don't want to do anything with my life, people. That's what it was. Yesterday on the podcast, we talked about the problem with education. Today, I'm going to continue to talk about the problem with education by talking about the fact that the Department of Education doesn't give a fuck about your kids or you or anybody. They only care about themselves. The entire reason the government took over the loans is because they don't want to have people be responsible. And I'm the first person to say I want my student loans forgiven. I mean, if you want to forgive my student loans, go ahead. If you're not, then I'll just pay it because that's my responsibility because I have the degree. So, I have my master's degree from Grand Canyon University, and I have my bachelor's from Central Connecticut State University. And I do value my education. I value everything I learned. And I'm not going to discount all the hard work and dedication I put into that. But what I am going to tell you is that the government and the state is connected at one, and they're doing everything they can to take out the value in education. Yesterday we discussed how stupid these kids are. 4th grade numbers are worse than they thought. 3rd and 5th grade numbers are worse than they thought. Kids don't have to take a test to get into college now. So what's the point? Why are we condemning the future to something that does not make sense? I have a lot of questions, and I don't know if they're going to get answered. But we need to continue to have these conversations for our children, for our futures, for their futures. Because if we don't talk about this and we don't challenge our children, they're just going to be stupid. And that's not funny. Because if your child is stupid, then they're not going to make it in this world. Because this world is definitely competitive, and it's not nice. If you don't have confidence in yourself, it'll eat you alive and just make you feel like you're nothing. Be careful ignoring reality because it feels good. Because you want to talk about progressive things because it sounds nice. because you think it's cool to say AOC's name. What is AOC helping children do in the district she represents? She's talking full of a room full of like 7 people, and they're yelling at her because she sucks at her job. This is what I'm talking about. There is a problem with reality and what they're talking about. The stuff they're talking about doesn't connect to our reality here in reality. These politicians don't know what's happening. In the Department of Education is the same thing. They were all willy-nilly about how they're going to forgive all the student loans, and then they got cut off. And so now the date has been pushed back to when? Who knows when. Why didn't Biden get the government to pass something with the politicians? Instead, he forgot he didn't do that, and he said some ridiculous stuff. It's not just education. It's the interest rates from homes, which has risen from, like I said yesterday, 2.65 to 7.8% in about a year and a half. It costs more to rent something now than it did 2 years ago. Gas is almost $2 over what it was 2 years ago. Everything costs more. Going out to a restaurant, doing anything costs more. And I'm not saying that you can't afford to do it. I'm saying it costs more. So be aware that that vacation you wanted to take might sound fun, but do you really want to spend all that money to get there? That's what I'm saying. These are the things that are happening. The reality of it is everything costs more. Inflation isn't going down. And I can't tell you how many times I've watched Halftime on television and just wondered what these money market managers are talking about. What these people are talking about. You want to get into the market and you want to put your money here. Yeah, you're telling me I want to get into the market because if I get in the market, you're going to get some of my money. Like, then there's no houses to buy. Like, all the houses that exist, you're going to have to do all this work to get it. And, like, who wants to deal with that? There's a problem here in the world. There's a problem right now where people are not listening. You cannot spend money you don't have and not expect to be in a recession, right? You cannot expect not to have debt from spending something that's non-existent. That's not how this works. And the more you do that, the more you ignore reality and the more you want to just make up something because it sounds nice, the worse you make it for everybody else. And that's selfish. I work really hard at my job, really hard, and I'm getting underpaid at it, right? No one cares about me because I'm part of the working class and just no one cares. The idea is I make enough that I'm okay. So anything that I'm dealing with doesn't matter. But that's not how this should work. But it is. Why do people get free handouts for things that they don't deserve and they didn't earn? Why are we rewarding incompetence and ignorance? Why are we okaying songs about wet ass body parts? Why are we talking about sex in music the way we do? Why is the music industry owned by, guess what, Jewish people? Why can't we talk about that? Am I going to get condemned now that I just said that? Probably I am. I don't have anything against Jewish people, right? I don't. But let's not lie about what's happening. When you look at the names and you look at the history of some of these things that exist, it's related to that. Why are we canceling Kanye West? Why do celebrities get all this attention? We talked about that all last week. Celebrities, basketball players, education sucking, just everything. Like careers and corporations are sucking too. It's just an abomination of shit over and over and over again. I wonder why. At what point do we call things out for what they are? A failure. When are we going to get to that point? Is it today? Is it tomorrow? At what point are we going to call a spade and a failure a failure? Biden doesn't know what he's doing. He was just a carve out, but he failed. When are you going to be done? At what point are you going to say enough? These are the questions. It's Thursday, and are you going to make it through tomorrow knowing that you're paying 5 times more for the pizza you're about to order? Because the pizza you're going to order is probably going to be $30 instead of $20 or $15. How are you going to feel about that? The house you're about to buy is going to be marked up and skyrocketed to a ridiculous ass price that shouldn't be paid. How do you feel about that? Is anybody going to make you feel better if you work in corporate America and they're not going to give you a raise? You're going to get like fucking 25 cents. Is that going to make you feel better? We need to change the statistics here by voting these morons out in a week. November 8th, bring your brother, your father, your sister, your mother, your aunt, your uncle, your grandma, your papa, everybody you know and your friends to vote so we can get these morons out of office. Because if we don't get them out of office, things are just going to get worse. These numbers are going to go higher. You look at all these other countries around America and outside of America and these inflation rate numbers and what's happening in the UK and how they just had another person come in after they failed 2 other people. It's coming here, and it's not going to be pretty. Be aware of that. Moving on from no media allowed, no media allowed, no media allowed, because they lie to us anyway. Denying mental health won't fix issues. Can we please not say that John Fetterman has a disability, so what he did in that conversation he had with Dr. Oz is excused and he's brilliant? No. Mental issues, being confused about your sexuality, is a mental issue. We shouldn't call it anything else but that. Saying psychotic things and us okaying insanity isn't okay. It's a mental issue and people need therapy. Like, they need help. They need medication. You thinking you're a girl when you're a guy, you're not a girl. You're a guy. Like, that's how you were born. Get some medicine. You need help. That's it. What are we talking about? Why are we giving these people way out of reality by acting like what they're saying isn't true? I don't get it. You shouldn't get it either. They need a doctor. They need medicine. They don't need to hear somebody say, it's okay. You need to feel like you fit in. That's not helping the narrative here, because we have a bunch of lunatics here that don't understand reality and think they can just get some boobs surgically attached to their chest and now they're a woman. No. Mental health needs to be fixed by doctors, not people. That's just it. I'm not even going to give it any more time than that. Denying mental issues won't fix America or any country. Trying to okay the idea of an abortion because you think that's a part of your right as a woman is a mental issue. Killing a baby is a mental issue. You need a doctor. Okay? Abortion should be illegal. To kill an infant that's 9 months old. These are all problems which a medical physician should handle. Moving on to the next part of our conversation. Generation X is lost. I don't even know if we need to talk about Generation X, because Generation X doesn't even know what the hell is happening. They're listening to all this weird music. They don't have anything in their heads, man. They don't understand, like, working at jobs and the importance of a career, the importance of education, the importance of building stability. They don't understand any of that. They just, I don't know. They're growing up with these niche ideas that don't make sense, and they have all these thoughts and opinions about things that are frankly ridiculous. Not only is it ridiculous, but it doesn't make any sense, and no one's calling them out. We're just acting like it's all okay. Like, what's happening? Why are we okaying this? They're supposed to be the future. They're not going to be the future of me, because they don't even know what day it is. They can't talk. They can't have cognitive conversations. And all they do is look at their phones. And I look at my phone a lot too. But I also do a lot of other things as well. Okay? It's not just me. It's a lot of other people questioning the sovereignty of our country that we live in, the United States, and the world. If these people are going to be the leaders of something, I'm concerned. They're not that bright. They are not bright at all, actually. They're kind of incompetent. I'm just going to say it. Next part of our conversation outside of that. How stupid people fooled the mass. Because they keep talking about things that they're going to do that they have no intention of doing. And they say it in a way that convinces people, oh, they're great. Until it comes to them doing something, and then they do nothing. I'm comparing that to politicians who said they were going to do something great with California. California is where you're going to die, because it's the city of death. It's not the city of angels. It's corrupted, and it stinks. It looks like a ninth world country. Remember when they said they were going to fix California? Does that look fixed? This is one example. And it's not just in the United States. It's in other parts of the world too. They destroy everything. Destroying things isn't fixing it. And the only people that got fooled are the suckers that thought they were telling the truth to begin with. They have no intention of fixing anything, because fixing things would go against their narrative of destroying it. Activists aren't the solution. These psychopathic people going to museums throwing tomato soups at things are not the answer. They don't understand that throwing soup at a painting in a museum isn't going to help with world hunger, and isn't going to help with people that are homeless getting housing. That's not how any of this works. But you got these billionaires paying these people to do this ridiculous stuff, and no one's asking questions. That's what's happening. It's just pathetic. I'm just going to say it. Pathetic. War is coming. I mean, it's right at our door. They keep messing with Russia, and this is not going to end well. Be prepared for the worst, because it might be coming. And China is taking over Taiwan, and whatever nonsense America was saying to them, that's not helping either. We're going into the deeps of it, and the Democratic Party isn't helping us. Go vote next week. Moving on to Star Watch talk. Restarting Seinfeld. I don't know. I saw that on Netflix. I'm considering looking at it again. I don't really remember all the episodes. I just remember fragments of them. The Mole, that's a show on Netflix that looks okay, maybe decent. Is The Sinner good? I can't remember if I watched it already, but I did see a preview and it does look decent. The Ultimatum. Will I get a second season? I don't know. It only had one. The first season was pretty much okay. Fate. That looks like that's a show on Netflix too. Maybe that'll get a try. Just trying to find other things we want to look at. Pennyworth. Skip said Pennyworth is on HBO, so I'm definitely going to get back into that. Well, I guess we're going to get back into that because that's the Together show. And Condor. I'm really excited to see what happens next on Condor. That's a great show. That's on Epix. If you haven't watched it, you need to. Moving into food. Baked Spicy Spaghetti Arrabiata. I saw that on Pinterest from Food Dolls. It looked very easy and simple. They poured tomatoes in, then they put Italian seasoning, and they put like shredded peppers, and then they mixed that within itself. They added in pasta and I think sour cream. They mixed.
So you keep doing your thing, I'll go.
Okay. Spice rack. Do we need a spice rack? I say yes, so you can see them. Cooking with no fat. It's going to be hard, but we're going to try it. Broccoli can be fun. You can literally make so much with broccoli and add so much flavor into it. I was thinking about doing dips. I was thinking about doing so many things with broccoli. We'll see what happens. Low carb nachos, meaning you make the nachos without the nachos. I don't know. I saw a recipe on Pinterest. Looks pretty interesting. Crustless pizza. So you basically pour sauce and you pour the meat and the veggies and you do it like in a non-stick pan and you add some like cornstarch to it so you're able to lift it. Looks very healthy. I definitely want to try it. Roasted veggies are a good added in addition to any weeknight dinner or any meal. Definitely gives flavor and definitely gives texture. That is the end of this Wednesday pod. Thank you for tuning in to Born to Be a Star. Don't forget you are a star wherever you are. And I will see you same place, same time tomorrow on Friday, aka Friday, aka the middle of the end of the week. We are done. Finally. The week is over. Thank God. Let's get to it. I'll talk to you guys later. Have an amazing one.